What's going on, guys? Welcome back. I'm in the new office studio, work in progress today. But today we're not talking about the studio, we're talking about my backyard where I'm gonna have my shooting range. So when looking for this house, I'm not gonna lie, one of the important goals was to find a house with a big backyard. I was out there looking at houses, and every one I went to, I brought my rangefinder to see how big of a distance there is in the backyard. So this one ended up being a really good choice. I have about 120 feet of uninterrupted space from one corner to the other corner of the backyard. And that's pretty decent. That's good enough to kind of get most AGs tuned in, make sure the hop's working, make sure the shooting's straight. And it's a pretty good starting point for sniper rifles as well. You could definitely zero in the optic, see if the hop is taking place, and see again if how the wind's affecting it, or if your gun needs to be canted or any of that stuff. I'll be able to dial in my guns and have a really good idea what I'm working with when I step out on the field. So we're setting that up today. I need a target obviously to shoot at, and if you saw any of my previous videos, I had my backyard targets which were 4-inch discs, but that's going to be a little tough at 120 feet. I don't know how many guns can consistently hit that, so I don't want stuff flying around, dinging up my fence, hitting my shed, going all over the place. So I decided to step up my target game. This will be the target that I'm installing today. You might have gathered that that's a real steel target, and it is. It's an AR400 target. It's 3/16 of an inch thick, made out of steel. It's pretty heavy but manageable, and it's about the size of a human-sized torso. The reason I went with this is pretty simple. First of all, there's no airsoft equivalent. I look for airsoft targets, and they're all the little sticky, dingy, or paper targets, which I don't want to deal with that. First, they're too small, then they're going to get destroyed by any kind of weather, plus they'll get beat up just from airsoft itself. So I went with a steel target. I like steel, I like metal, because when you hit it, you hear it. So even if you lost track of it, maybe through your red dot or through your scope, you can still hear it if you landed on target. It had a center cutout as well for it. So if you want to get a little more precise, you could go for that center cutout, which looks like it's about 4 inches as well. So that's kind of what I'm used to anyway. So that'll work out nicely. I'm putting this in the corner of my yard, the furthest distance I could get. And it's already kind of a secluded area. There's a fence, there's a shed, there's a tree stump there, and there's a lot of vegetation. So it's a pretty well insulated area from BBs flying around, but I want to make it as safe as possible. So what I'm going to do is run some fence posts and some 1/4-inch chicken wire around it. This will keep any ricochets from flying out, hitting anything, damaging my property, or going on the street. And it's an ivy area, so hopefully eventually ivy will grow up all over that and encompass it, and it'll look nice and function really well. Target came in real oil slicked. I don't know what happened to it. I don't think it's meant to be that way, but I have to go clean it up, so that'll be step one. And then the center piece was shown to be red in the photo. It's not, it's all black, so I'm going to take it apart, spray paint it red or orange, whatever I have laying around, and reassemble it. Then I'm going to build a stand for it, put it in the corner of the yard, and then run the chicken wire and fence posts to encompass it. And then we'll shoot it and see how well my guns are shooting, how well you can hear it, and how well this will work out in the long run. So then I'll come back and give you my thoughts about it. Alright, that's a wrap for the target stand, you guys. It's been up for about a week and a half. I've been using it to zero in my guns for the weekend trip I just had. And I've updated the office a little bit if you've noticed, but I'll have another video on that separately. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I would do a couple things differently. First of all, I would cut the legs to go the same direction on the sharp end of him, because you know, when I was hammering him, it started spreading out. Not a big deal, but it'd be nice to keep him straight. The target is very stable and I don't foresee it having any issues with falling over or tilting. But just to make it look more even, I would do that, and also I would add those blocks that I used to space out the legs. I would permanently secure them in there with some screws. That would guarantee the legs not spreading out. Other than that, very happy with it. Stand can hold the weight no problem, can take BBs. It's been sitting out there for over a week. No shifting, no movement, very stable. So that's it, you guys. Let me know what you think about using real steel targets for airsoft, or if you know of any airsoft targets that are a better option than what I'm using. Thanks for watching, hit the subscribe button, and you'll see me on the next one.